What is up everyone, Jay here with another Fire Emblem Heroes video, and today we're going to take a look at this month's legendary hero, and it is for Sakura of the Hoshido tribe from Fire Emblem Fates. So she's joining the family of Fates characters that have legendary alts. You know, Ryoma has one, Hinoka, Camilla Xander, I think Elise, Takumi, and Leo are the only ones without it, and of course the Corins have theirs. So yeah, Sakura getting her legendary, which is, you know, it's cute. She is a staff flyer, and I think she's the very first staff unit that is a legendary hero. I don't think there's any legendary hero that are staff units, so she's pretty unique, and she's going to be a really nice supportive obviously healer. And she comes with Ice Lock, which is an amazing assist that Winter Hortensia brought. So Salvage is her weapon. This gives -1 cooldown, foe cannot counterattack at start of turn if units within 2 spaces of an ally grants attack speed +6, salvage, and the following status unit can move. So basically like a tuned Sita, she has the oath warping that is nice to have. I feel like this could be better if it was like, you know, the 2-space warping like guidance, but still this is useful of course. For allies with the salvage effect active, when Kanto triggers, if an ally is within 6 spaces of unit, which is gigantic. So when Kanto triggers, if allies within 6 spaces of unit, ally can move to a space within 2 spaces of unit, even if that movement exceeds the Kanto distant limit. Okay, so let's read what Salvage actually does. So Salvage enables Kanto 2. When Kanto control is applied to unit, if unit's range equals 1, unit can move 2 spaces with Kanto instead of 1, and if unit's range is 2, unit can move 1 space instead of 0. So this is essentially the counter to the counter of Kanto, which is absolutely cheese. I mean, it's nothing that, you know, game-breaking or crazy. I mean, it is definitely very good, but I mean, like, in the sense that we've seen this before, they always drop some kind of counter to a counter. Example being Elamine, who's another staff unit. You know, they brought a counter to her. So yeah, Salvage is going to be able to stop Kanto control and reduce its control, I suppose. So basically, if you have the Kanto 2, the range is 2, and in this case, you know, Sakura's obviously a range unit. She can move 1 space instead of 0 spaces, because normally you wouldn't be able to Kanto at all. And with this, when Kanto triggers, if allies within 6 spaces of the unit, ally can move to a space within 2 spaces of the unit, even if that movement exceeds the Kanto distant limit. So you can have crazy warping after Kanto, which I think that's how it works. So yeah, Salvage is really useful, and definitely a really Summer Duels, you know, kind of unit, even though she's a legendary hero, because Summer Duels Kanto control is the most it's most important there in my opinion. It's definitely useful in like Aether Raids of course, but in Summer Duels Kanto control sees the most use, so she's going to be really good there. If unit initiates combat is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants bonus to attack and speed. 20% of her speed at the start of combat deals, or +6, deals 15% of foe's attack, true damage, excluding AoEs. Excuse me. Calculates damage from staff after combat damage is added. Neutralizes effects, so she has no follow-up and no guard. So this weapon is not bad in the damage department. She can definitely hit hard. She's going to have the modern stats. But the main draw is definitely the salvage effect, which is going to be useful for any kind of Kanto user. And there's a lot of Kanto in this game. And if you play Summer Duels a lot, she's going to be a really, really good unit, not only providing healing and support, but also the Kanto counter. The Kanto control counter, CCC. So yeah, Ice Lock, we've seen that before. Gives you the Divine Vein Ice, which is even more utility. Holy Pressure, you've seen before. And Sway Attack Speed, we had Sway Attack Res on Edain, I think it was. So now we have the Speed version. Call to Serve is a new... So we had Live to Serve, which was a very outdated skill, and is also Sacred Steel. Now we have Call to Serve. So if Rally or Movement Assist skill is used by unit, grants neutralizes foe's bonus during combat. So in this case, you know, Sakura has the Ice Lock, and it's called Ice Lock, right? Yeah, Ice Lock. And you're going to be able to stop foe's buffs, which is nice. And also for the allies within 2 spaces of target ally after movement for 1 turn. Allies on the map with the foe bonus or the buff nullification status deal +5 true damage, which is nice. Inflict speed res -4 on the foe, and you deal X true damage during combat. X equals the number of allies on the map with that status. So the X flat damage output is really, really good. However, you still have to meet this condition. But for a staff unit, you know, staff units aren't very offensively, you know, they're not really nukes or anything most of the time. You know, having this true damage, this flat damage, X plus X damage is going to be nice, and it's going to make Sakura hit the set that'll be hard, or any kind of healer you want to give this to. So that's pretty cool, and you also have true damage on top of it. So the maximum is 15. And yeah, Call to Serve is pretty nice. And then Quiet Strength is their PRFC. So for allies with on the map with the salvage effect active, and allies within 2 spaces of unit, grants +5 to all their stats, deals more true damage, +7, and reduces damage from the foe's attack by 7, which is cool. You get the flat DR, including the brave hits, and it grants special cooldown count -1 to ally before allies first attack during the combat. So this is the preempt pulse we've seen before, and of course special jumping is so common nowadays, so you know Sakura is going to add more to that, and she's going to, I mean, all the support I already mentioned. She also has flat damage reduction and these preempt pulse, which is amazing. And then if you initiate combats within 2 space of an ally, grants +5 to attack and speed, neutralizes your penalties, deals another +7 true damage, and includes the brave hits and the flat damage reduction from the foe's first attack by 7. Grants special cooldown count -1 to unit before unit's first attack, and you also have DR halving for regular damage reduction. So Quiet Strength is very strong, especially for a healer. She's going to be probably the best healer in the game right now, one of the best for sure. So yeah, she can, you know, do hit and run stuff and just help her team get across the map. She has the terrain. She can do a lot of stuff as a healer and hit deceptively hard as well. So Sakura here, setting up the terrain, moving and killing Sather here, hitting very, very hard. And, you know, Sather has a good amount of res. So Sakura just nuking her. And yeah, so she's going to be a pretty nice legendary, very annoying to fight in arena. Because she'll be able to move everywhere, and even if you cancel control, it's not really going to stop her. She can still move around and also help her allies move around. So they showed, what is it? None of these units have cancel control. I wish they actually showed, you know, the anti-cancel control in action. They didn't actually give anybody cancel control. Nobody here has it in their base kit, which is a bit of a shame, but it's whatever. There's the warping after the Kanto. So that is really good, and then they're going to show her in Aether Raids as well, killing a Toon Maikaya, which isn't too surprising, but Maikaya shreds your attack, so it's still, you know, somewhat impressive. So Sakura taking her out, and yeah, I'm not looking forward to fighting +10 legendary Sakuras, because there's already like Nidhogger and all these crazy busted units, and let's say there's one unit that you have to chip down, and it's like you can't because the Sakura just heal them, make them move around. It's going to be insane. So yeah, that is Legendary Sakura as our first legendary staff unit. Next up, we have the rest of the units on the banner: Legendary Lincia, Mythic Nerthus, Ratatoskr, Legendary Male Korin, Dear Dumbleman, Haithrin, Marin, Arcane Alina, Rearm Alina, should I say, Aided Dagger, Hrezzveilger, and Layla. So let's look at the colors. So colorless, you obviously have Sakura, who's very good. You have Layla, who is pretty awesome. I think that's Rearm Layla, right? One of the units I skipped. I wanted to give this dagger to my Summerlin, but I was saving orbs at the time. But yeah, she's an amazing Aether Raids offense unit, being able to stop saviors, and also has the Rearm Dagger, of course, which is the best dagger right now for arcane weapons, in terms of dagger, should I say. And then who else is in colorless? We also have, yeah, Dear Dumbleman. He is also colorless, who, you know, he's still an amazing mythic that hits very, very hard, and is just a, you know, a wall breaker. And then in blue, we have Ratatoskr, Mythic Nerthus, and Legendary Male Corwin is green. I'm trying to remember the colors here. Who's the other blue unit? No, am I tripping? Hold on, guys. No, Hrezzveilger is blue. I was like, wait, what? Yeah, she is blue. So that is the blue pool. Hrezzveilger, yeah, Nerthus, Ratatoskr. So blue's kind of a dud. Hrezzveilger is the best unit out of it for sure. Nerthus had her a little bit of her time as a decent mythic, but she was never that outstanding. Ratatoskr does have the anti-warp terrain, but there's a lot of anti-warping already that you can use, like a barricade and stuff on lower ground, higher ground. So she's not, like, my time playing Aether Raids, I rarely ever see her, honestly. So, you know, she's waiting for that remix and refine whenever that's going to happen. So blue's decent, and Hrezzveilger hits very, very hard, and she can be useful for sure on some team comps. For red, we have Aided Dagger, who provides a reposition gate. I think she's the only unit with it right now, so that's amazing, and she's also a really good sword infantry in her own right. Legendary Lincia has fallen off for sure because she doesn't have, like, the best damage output, but when there's no damage reduction or super duper bulky unit, she can still, you know, quad and hit pretty hard. She has the no follow-up support and warping. And then Marin, who's a pretty underrated sword unit. I wish she was a dagger unit because that's how she is in Engage, but she is a sword cavalier that is pretty strong if you use her right. And the unit, you don't really see that much. And then green, you have Rearm Alina, Haithrin, and Legendary Male Korin, which is a little bit better than blue for sure, because you have rearmed value, you have Hathorn, who's still one of the best mythics and super duper annoying to kill, even at unmerge. And then Legendary Male Corrin is pretty decent. He's not the best legendary, but if you want to merge him up, the green color share is pretty decent. So I would say the best colors are going to be Carless. Deer Dumbleman also provides attacks defense excel, which is a pretty rare skill. And he's an amazing mythic. So I think colorless is the best, then blue. No, not blue, sorry. Green, then red, I guess, and then Carless. Or no, sorry, blue. I'm getting all my long day, guys. But yeah, I think that's the order. Carless, first best color overall. Green, right? Did I say green? Oh my gosh. I think I said green. Yeah, green, red, and then blue. That's how I would put it. Something like that. But yeah, that is my reaction and first impressions to the legendary Sakura banner. It's okay. It's not like amazing overall. I mean, you definitely have some good units here for sure, but there's some units that are not as desirable unless you're fans of them. So it's an easy skip for me personally. I can save, especially with the Hero Rises coming up and potentially an Arcanea banner sometime down the horizon, which is exciting because it's been over a year since the last one, I think, or near a year. So easy skip for me. And of course, we're going to get another Emblem Hero sometime down the line as well. So if you guys want to summon on this, you definitely can, but just watch out for a few of the duds. But yeah, that's the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble as usual. Please stay safe out there. Peace out.